Hello and a very warm welcome to you. I'm Hayley Palmer. It's so good to have you here with me on tonight's show, especially as we are in the London Bridge Hotel just for you on Christmas Eve with special guest, legend Paul Young. And here is what happened when I caught up with him. Paul Young, great to have you here. How are you doing?
Thank you. Yeah, I'm doing very well, thanks.
And it's Christmas Eve today, so I want to wish everyone at home a very Merry Christmas.
Very Merry Christmas.
We really do. And what have you been up to recently?
I have been doing a lot of preparation for the tour next year.
Yes.
Because it involves a book. I've never done a book before, and I didn't realise how involved it is to chronologically get things right. Because I've been talking interviews for years now, and sometimes I've realised I've got it chronologically wrong. So I've double-checked everything that's going through, and that's just the small part of it, you know. Then there's other things where, if they're not back to front, a story's been told about the wrong song, so I have to make sure.
To make sure it's all.
Yeah,
it's a lot of work.
Yeah,
a lot of concentration, I can imagine.
There's a lot of rewriting, so that's been going on for about 2-3 months.
Yeah.
In the meantime, my album's done. It's sat on the shelf until the tour next year. But Los Pacaminos are doing an album which should have been finished the end of this year, and we just couldn't do it because of my workload, really.
Yeah, because last time I spoke to you, it was COVID, and I guess you've been catching up from then, haven't you?
Yeah, that's right.
So it's just crazy.
Yeah.
But Christmas will be nice. You can just take a deep breath and chill.
Yes, that will be nice.
Which is good. And last time I think I saw you also in person was That Was Then, This Is Now with Mike Stock, Mike Reed.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is a good one, which is out on Stage Player Plus now, by the way.
Yeah.
But that was good times as well. It's kind of like a Top of the Pops kind of show if you haven't seen it.
Yeah. Very good.
But more up to date.
Yeah.
It really
It's good fun to do it, Bob.
Yeah, it was good fun. Well, we're going to go into Every Time You Go Away, which I just know that the fans go wild. Is it nice to do your new stuff as well as your old stuff, or what do you prefer doing?
I like doing. I've chosen out of the new stuff. I've done not necessarily the singles because what are singles these days?
This is great.
So it goes to radio and they play it a bit, but you know, really, I've chosen the ones that work best live. So even if people haven't heard the album, it's played so well by the band, and the last album that I did was rare soul covers anyway. So the chances are it might be somewhere in the back of their mind, you know. Yeah. So, but I still like going back to songs like Every Time You Go Away, especially that one, because it's everything. It's timeless because we didn't use too many synthesizers, a lot of natural instruments as well. It's a ballad, but yet it's dynamic. So I actually use it to finish the show. Not many people end on a ballad, but it's got that thing where it builds.
Everyone just kind of. And is it right that your keyboard player said that's going to be an American #1?
He did.
There we go. And you said it wouldn't?
No, it was the German record company that we were arguing with, because they said there wasn't a hit on the album.
What?
And so he lost his temper at that point and said, "You can't even see a #1."
He was right.
I tell you, dirty dog. Yeah.
Brilliant stuff. Check out the video, and I'll be catching up with Paul on the other side. Now I want to talk to you, Paul, about your Behind the Lens tour. Now you're visiting 96 venues.
Oh, is it? Ouch. Yeah.
Apparently. See, I know more than you. Starting from March, Southport, right through to November in Buxton. What's it like being on the road? Do you get so used to it now that you're like, here we go again, or are you a bit of a home person?
I love being at home, but then I equally love being on the road. I'm very much a road dog.
Right.
I can travel vast distances, and it doesn't tire me out as much as it would some people.
That's impressive. So I do like one night away and I'm like, oh, I need to lie down, I need to go back to my own house. But I guess you're so used to it now.
I'm so used to it, yeah. In fact, I just booked my car in for service, and he went, "Oh my God, you've done a lot of miles, haven't you?" So,
wow.
Yeah, I wouldn't buy a second-hand car that I've had.
Oh, okay.
No,
okay.
mileage is very high.
He's on the road a lot. And what's it like being back out there, especially after kind of lockdown times? Do you just really appreciate every moment, and you know the fans all singing back to you? It must be like really special for you when you're out there.
Yes, it is. Yeah, you get a lot of that. It's really lovely. Yeah, I get them to sing along on some songs, and we were doing a couple of events leading up to Christmas, you know, and get people to sing along. They're quite good because they're little miniature shows, you know what I mean? I use live backing tracks so it feels like a concert.
Right.
I don't use the original recordings, and it feels more like it's. If you look around, there's no live band. But it sounds like there is. And so when you do that little pocket of songs that everybody knows, and they all do sing along to everyone.
I love that they know every single word.
Yeah.
Better than you.
Probably.
Probably. Is there a favourite song that you love? Or is that like choosing your favourite child? It's not really fair to say that, is it?
Yeah, it's like that, but I would say Every Time You Go Away because we end with it, and I think it's one of the best arrangements that Ian and I ever worked on, the keyboard player. And the other one I like is Come Back and Stay because I love doing up-tempo songs, and that was my biggest up-tempo hit.
Yes, it was, and we're going to check that out right now. So I want to talk to you more about Los Pacaminos. Have I said that right?
Yeah, that's pretty
Because
good.
me and my exec producer, we were having an argument earlier because I said it was Los Pacaminos. But it's not, is it? It's more of a nose at the end.
Yeah, it's like Bros. You know?
Right, okay. Oh,
Los
bros. That's a good way
Pacaminos.
of thinking about it, actually.
Yeah, Los Pacaminos.
But anything
yeah.
goes.
Yeah, yeah, and
Literally.
also don't call them the Los Pacaminos because Los means the, so you're calling them the Pacaminos.
Okay, I apologise, Paul Young, for getting this completely wrong. But anyway, moving forward, my friend came to see you in concert, and he said it was absolutely brilliant. It was really fun. You sing songs in Mexican, and it's just like a really good vibe. Is that right?
It is, yeah, and also the nice thing about it for me is I've got Drew, who not only is a great songwriter, but he's got a lovely voice, and Jamie, who's a good writer, and he's got a great voice too, and so we swap around and share the songs out between us. We've actually just got a fourth one because we discovered that Woody, who's the accordion player, got a pretty decent voice, a kind of with a kind of a countryish lilt to it. So so he's picking up now and doing a couple of songs in the set, and it's just it's a laugh for everyone. It's a laugh for us.
You'll get on
it's
really
a lot.
well.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
No
I think
argument.
anyone can see that if they come and see us. We do get on very well.
We like that. We like that. And is it right that it kind of got you playing the guitar again?
Yeah, it got me playing the guitar again. It got me writing more songs. I quite enjoy writing in a genre because then you've got parameters you have to stick to. When I do songs for me as a solo artist, I don't know what my parameters are because I've moved the goalposts a little bit on every album. So I think, well, what is a Paul Young song? And then and I can never quite decide. Whereas with the Pacaminos, it fits into a category.
Yes.
So I'm aiming for something, you know.
Yeah. And how different is it when you go out on tour with the guys? Because, I mean, it must be, like, for me, it'd be more nerve-wracking being by myself out there. But that's what you've always known. But I guess with this, do you just relax more?
Yeah, we relax a whole lot more.
A whole nother level more. I feel like I need to come to one of these gigs to find out what this is all about. We will put details on the screen below of how you can check them out. And we're going to go into your new song called Bitter Blue.
Ah, yes.
Tell us about this.
We were about halfway through the album songwriting, and one day the three of us, which is Jamie, Drew and I, which is where most of the songs will come from, Drew came into the session, said, I got this song, so it might need a bit of work. And he played it to Jamie and I, and we sat there and went, that doesn't need any work. It's great the way it is.
Wow, you just knew instantly. It was like...
Straight away, yeah. And we just... and also we pretty much knew what it was going to sound like. The minute you heard him play it on the guitar and sing, you just thought, I know where this is going to go, or where it's got to go, you know, the direction. And so it's nice. It's another one of those songs, a bit like Every Time You Go Away. It's a ballad, but it's quite dynamic. The chorus is pretty big.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to check it out on the show right now. Enjoy.
I'm a man, understand, of wealth and untold power. And now I know just where you go in those dark and midnight hours. In my hand, there's the bed where you broke our wedding vow. I light a match and watch it catch, 'cause I know what I know now. I concur, there's a stir in your heart when he calls your name. And all those rings and things I buy never make you feel the same. In your dreams, so it seems, you could have us both somehow. Well, you can't, my dear, I'll make it clear, 'cause I know what I know now. Damn my heart, torn apart, now I'm broken. Take your leave whilst I grieve. Now I've spoken. Do I love you? Yes, I do. Even though you've made me bitter blue. Damn my heart, torn apart, now I'm broken. Take your leave whilst I grieve. Now I've spoken. Do I love you? Yes, I do. Even though you made me bitter blue.
Okay, I've got some questions from some of our lovely viewers at home. Jane says, you appeared on Celebrity MasterChef,
Yeah.
Hell's Kitchen. Would you appear on any other reality shows? He's like, no.
Probably not.
Probably? Not for the right money?
Well, I don't know if I want to put myself through hell for. It would have to be a large amount.
Right, for the right amount of money.
I don't think I need to do any of that, really. So
Yeah.
I'm happy with what I've
You
got.
wouldn't do the jungle.
No, I'm allergic to bites and stings.
Oh,
I'd be a mess.
yeah, that wouldn't work for you.
I've sometimes been at the point where if I've been eating too much, I start feeling actually physically ill. So I wouldn't be going there.
Okay.
Let alone what they've got to eat.
Yeah, it's too much these days, isn't it?
Yep.
But what was it like when you were on MasterChef and Hell's Kitchen? Because was that a lot of pressure being on TV as well? Because obviously, you know, you cook really well, but
Well, what I had to eat on there was much nicer than they get in the jungle. It's more nerve-wracking, I guess, doing Celebrity MasterChef because you've got to constantly come up with new ideas and you've got to
yeah,
stretch
too
yourself.
much pressure.
Now, I'm good at home cooking and I do what
Yeah.
I do, you know, but I don't cook across a wide range of styles. So therefore, you've got to do some homework and you've got to bone up on a few things that you might not be that used to doing, you know. So that's the stress on MasterChef. The stress in Hell's Kitchen was all induced by the solitude, being cut off from your family, not knowing what's going on in
Yeah, it's quite hardcore.
in the media and the news or anything like that. Late nights, early mornings, constant sleep deprivation
I mean, good
and
for us as
hard work.
viewers to watch, but not so good when you're on the show.
No, but the only thing I kept in my head was, I'm learning something.
Oh, that's
And I'm
good.
learning from
You've
the
got the right
best.
attitude. Yes.
Yeah.
This is true.
So my knife skills went up 80%, from being okay with a knife. I was like Speedy Gonzalez by the end.
Just
Fantastic.
shows, doesn't it? Because
Yeah.
I'm the world's worst cook. Like, I actually went for an audition for MasterChef once. Yeah, my agent put me up for it, and I went, "You don't understand. I have microwave meals every night." And she went, "Well, you're so bad that this could really work for you." But I think they were so horrified by me, so I'm sorry about that. But I think it's like if you put the time and the energy into anything,
Yeah.
like even I could do it. I think if I like dedicated my life to it and not M&S takeaways.
But I like doing it because at the end of it, you finish and you'll create something. So you've got a plate, and you put the plate out like that,
Right.
and there it is, And it's a little bit like playing a song, going, "Here's this song," So I can see why a lot of musicians find it a good switch off
Yeah.
hobby,
Yeah, it's good to have something else as well, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's still creative.
Exactly.
So-
Yeah, that's it. You've got that creative brain.
Yeah, so it's good for us, I think.
Okay, we like that. Well, the next question comes from Jenny. He says, you made it onto Top of the Pops at quite a young age with a song called Toast,
Oh,
which
yeah.
sounds like my kind of song. What was it like performing on Top of the Pops?
It's very odd because it happened within about 6 months of me quitting my job
Wow.
and joining the band from London and moving up to London, and then I found myself on, not just on TV but on Top of the Pops, and it was pretty wild at the time. I can't remember who else was on there. I mean, it's just too far away now, in the far distance. But
This was before, like before your solo career, wasn't it?
yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in a band called Street Band, and then after that, I was in a soul band called the Q-Tips. But it was the first time actually that the Top of the Pops team had ever asked a band to stay on after Top of the Pops. And we effectively made a video before videos were videos. So
Right.
so they filmed us performing it on the stage, and whoever else happened to be on the show. Then we had to stay behind, and we went back in, and they'd built this fairly elaborate set that looked like a kitchen. So we had to go in and chuck toast at each other and do stupid things.
Sounds great.
And so that's what I do remember about it.
Just chucking toast.
Yeah, running around the kitchen and, doing stupid things. Anyway.
Rock and roll. I
Yeah.
like it. Well, we're going to go into Wherever I Lay My Hat. I remember you saying that as a solo performer, you wanted to put your own arrangements on this, didn't you?
Yeah. As much as possible, every track that I've done, I've wanted to change the arrangement because I was trying to find songs that maybe they'd been big hits, but long enough ago that they needed updating, And so I thought, well, that's what I've got to do. And then I really got into the idea of arranging. And although I did get a lot of stick because in those days, in the 80s, it was all about the artist was supposed to be the writer and the singer and everything. For me, there's still an art to arranging. I mean, if you think about Frank Sinatra doing, I don't know, Chicago, say, but so did Tony Bennett, so did someone else. But you loved maybe Frank's arrangement that Nelson Riddle had done, or a different arranger would have arranged it for Tony Bennett. So therefore, it was very much a going concern in the 50s and the 60s. And then all that ideal was thrown out for some apparent reason because the Beatles wrote their own songs and so did the Stones. But I think that's kind of dying out now. It's been around for a long time, but I don't think it's looked upon badly now. But at the time, I had to kind of defend myself and say, I like arranging,
Yeah,
making a
that's what I do.
song new again.
Definitely. Well, this is my mum's favourite song, so this one for you, Mummy Palmer. Then we have got some fun facts about you, Paul, because I like to do my research, and we're going to elaborate on those. So, fact number one, you were an apprentice at Vauxhall Motors before you were a singer.
I was.
Is it in Croydon, or have I just made that up?
Made that up.
Have I?
It's in Luton, where I come from.
That's what I meant. Same thing.
Croydon begins with the same letter.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
Decent.
No, so I did an apprenticeship for 4 years, and I think by this point I'd done my 2 local bands, and I'd been poached by a London band to be the singer. And I think my dad had heard what they'd done and finally felt comfortable with me maybe packing up my job, which he wasn't keen
Parents
on
want you to
before.
have a proper job, don't they? They're like,
Yes,
come
they
on.
do like to have a
Yeah.
steady. The worst thing I could ever go into was the music business. You can never use the word steady. So he said, "Okay, you really want to do this? Just put in 6 months worth of nights and get some money in the bank." So
Right.
I did
Sensible.
night shift on the night shift. So I did that, and then that money went out the window quickly.
Easily done.
But hey, and so yeah, but that's how I started.
Okay, there we go. Fact number 2. In 1985, you won the Brit Award for Best Male. Sorry, I can't read my handwriting. And it's in your studio. Is your Brit Award in your studio still?
Well, it has been in my studio over the years from one house to another, but this latest move I've done,
Oh, it's not in your
there's
studio.
certain things gone missing.
It's got. What do you mean it's gone missing?
Well, so far I haven't come across. There's a couple of awards I can't find, and
You need to track that down immediately.
and all of my TV boxes went missing, and my broadband box, and my keyboard for my iMac studio iMac, and
There's a lot that's gone missing.
yeah, there must be one box with and
Oh, I see. It's
the
all in
mouse.
one box.
I don't know.
Oh, we don't know.
Well, I've nearly got a box worth of missing things, so I imagine one box went missing. That's my theory I have, what is mine.
Okay, we need a hashtag. Please find your Brit Awards,
yes,
don't we?
I need them.
He needs it back. He needs it back. Fact number 3. People don't want you to change the arrangement. Oh no, this is not a fact. This is like we're going into the next song. It's going well, isn't it? Oh, excuse me. It's been a long week. Usually I'm spot on. We're going to go into the love of the common people, and people don't want you to change the arrangement of this song, do they? Because I think I saw a tweet once where someone didn't want you to change the arrangement. They want it to keep it the same.
Yeah, and then what happened was over the years I'd seen other bands do it where they update one of their old songs and they do it in a different way. So I was really into a band called Little Feat, and I thought, oh well, let's funk this up a little bit and make it a bit more I don't know, not necessarily more up to date, but just it gets boring if you do a song hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times.
Yeah.
And then you think, well, it was still keeping the pulse, the da 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 da, you know. So we still had that, but we put a bit of a swing beat in it, and until we got to Israel, and then we did it like that, and that was the biggest hit in Israel.
Wow.
And it was halfway through the show, but when we came off, they were still angry, and they went, "Why did you do it like that?"
That's so
I said, "I'm sorry, couldn't you do it like it used to be? And you can do it in the encore." I went, "No, it's too late now because we haven't got the pulse, you know, on the drum machine."
It's like, honestly.
Lesson learned.
Lesson learnt, Paul. Anyway, we're going to play out the original version. We're going to go into the last song. I'm going to tear your playhouse down. This was quite an unexpected single, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, and a very different arrangement. I mean, we really went for it because the original version is very cool and very Al Green and very laid back, you know. And I thought, yeah, but hang on, she's saying I'm going to tear your playhouse down. But it's a little bit mild, so let's angry it up a little, you know. And we really went for it on this one. You got screaming noises at the beginning and all sorts, and we actually did. We could have used a sampled sound. We thought, no, let's have some fun. And we were working in a studio that was a residential studio, and it was in a lot of spare ground. So we fashioned up this hanging thing like that. I think we found an old disused car door. And so we strung it up, and Mark was hitting it with a hammer, and so
Brutal.
it goes, "I'm going to tear your playhouse now," you know.
My God.
And so and then we sampled our own sounds, because that's what I missed after doing the first album where we were making our own sounds, now you'd got little boxes you could buy that had sounds already pre-recorded in them, and then we got bored with that, so we said, let's make our own. You know.
Love it. Well, we're going to play that out on the show right now, but we want to remind everyone to get your new single with Los Pacaminos. There we go. Lesson learned. We want to remind everyone to come and see you on tour, don't we?
Yeah, come and see the Paul Young show, and also get along and see the Pacaminos. It's a rip-roaring time.
It really is. So we're going to put details on the screen below of how you can get tickets, check out Paul, your website, everything there is. And I'm going to promise for 2023 that I'm going to start to cook, Paul. I just announced it to the nation.
Should I say invite me round? Or am I taking my life in my hands?
Honestly, I feel like 2023 is my year. Have you got any New Year's resolutions?
Ooh. To travel more.
Really?
I really should have had enough of it by now, but
you love travelling.
I don't do it enough.
Where's your favourite place?
There's loads of places that I want to go to. I've never been to Africa, never done a safari.
Right, that's on your list then.
Yeah, I'd like to do that. There are some countries that I've never been to as well, like Bali and places like that. It'd be nice to go
Bali's like...
to places like that. And also I like going back to places that I loved, which is jumping in an RV and going around the southwest.
Okay.
Anywhere, Arizona, New Mexico, all that sort of thing. Through New Orleans. I'd love to go to New Orleans again.
It's got a lot on the list.
Oh, yeah.
Have you been to Morocco?
I have, once, to do a show. The show didn't fare that well. It was for very rich people, and we got halfway through the show. It was there was about 10 acts on with the same backing band, so half of us got on, and then they all went, "We're bored now. Can we have the disco?"
No, they didn't say that. No,
So,
I'm not having that.
well, they were of a certain age, you see, and they weren't interested in live. Well,
What, they were young?
yeah, they were young-ish, and they were obviously far more into club music than they were live music.
Yeah.
So live fascinated them
they
for a
are
while.
actually, 'cause I
They went, hey! What's this? Where's the...
Where's the DJ? Yeah, it's true, because I went to Morocco quite recently, and I went to a concert, and it was all music like that. So maybe it's not you.
I know, I didn't think of that. I didn't even get to go on, so...
Oh, Paul. Anyway, moral of the story is, you got paid, that's the main thing. There's a lot to do for 2023. We wish you Merry Christmas. We wish everyone at home a very Merry Christmas. And what a legend. It's Paul Young, everyone.
Thank you.
Oh, huge thank you, Paul Young. What a guest. And all for our Christmas special, which has just been wonderful to have your company here with us tonight. Now, I will see you same time, same place next week on New Year's Eve. I'm Hayley Palmer. Stay safe, and I'll see you then.